how many hours of coverage do I need to book my wedding photographer? How about my wedding videographer? In this video, I'm gonna break down to you about a 6, 8, 10, and 12 hours on a wedding day of coverage so you understand what you're booking and what you can expect. This video is designed for you who are having a traditional wedding. This does not apply for an India or cultural or any other cultural wedding, as well as for elopements. Those are very specific types of weddings that have their own timeline that we're going to talk about in a different video. For right now, I'm talking about that wedding where you're going to have the wedding ceremony, the reception right after, and everything happens during one day. The traditional wedding, I think I can say that. So if that's you, this video is for you. Throughout this video, you're gonna hear me talking about more wedding photography, but I just know that usually for all my couples, I suggest the same amount of hours that you're booking a wedding photographer, you book your wedding videographer, so you have a consistent and cohesive wedding photos and videos galleries at the end of your wedding day, okay? So for a 6 hours of wedding coverage, is that possible? That's totally doable, that's totally possible, especially if you're having a wedding with less than 100 guests. You can even do a wedding that's going to be intimate and small with just one photographer. Do I recommend 2 photographers or more? Yes, absolutely. You're gonna have more angles, you're gonna have, someone else capturing different moments. But if you're having less than 100 guests, one photographer will do on your wedding day, and the photographer will be capturing most of your day. Probably you won't get a lot of detailed shots or much about at the reception. You're gonna have a little bit of dancing, but that's that. So if you're planning to have an intimate wedding that you don't care about the details being captured, you just want some pictures of your wedding day, the 6 hours will do. Now, if you're having a formal exit like the sparkling exit or bubbles exit, or even if you wanted some of the getting ready captured, including some detailed shots as well, we would say the full coverage of your wedding day, usually 8 hours is more than enough. For a traditional day on a wedding day, we would start the coverage at 2 p.m. and finish by 10. And by 10, you would be able to do your grand exit. We have all the dancing captured and all the events that happen throughout the day as well, including some detailed shots, as well some part of the getting ready. If you want a little bit more of a room in there, if you want more pictures captured and you want to have a stress-free of capturing day, let's say like that, including more details captures on your day, I would highly suggest a 10-hour day. And this is because a lot of things can also happen on your day. I had a wedding last year where it started raining, and all the pictures that my couple wanted was outside, was outdoors. And the ceremony was outdoors, the reception outdoors, and they didn't have a second plan for being a covered area. So we were waiting forever for the rain to just come down. And while we were waiting, most of the pictures took place inside the house, the getting ready area where we were. But if we didn't have an extra hour of coverage, I'm not sure if I would be able to capture all the events that happen throughout the day. So having a little bit more of hours included in your package allows you extra time for you to enjoy your day in case something happens, and also have the photos that you always wanted for, always wished for, instead of being stressed out on your wedding day if something goes wrong and you need to figure out, okay, so I need my photographer for 2 more hours, my videographer for 2 more hours because of this and that. So just keep that in mind. With an 8-hour is the most common package for wedding photography and videography. Yes, you can cover the entire day from a little bit of the getting ready, detailed shots, to the formal exit. But if you want a stress-free timeline where you can truly enjoy your day without worrying about what pictures are being captured and what pictures are not, a 10 hours would be the ideal. Now, if you know that you are having different locations for your wedding, I would also suggest you to book a 10 to 12 hour day. Why? Because having your wedding photographer and videographer going from one place to another place takes time, and that will reflect on your wedding photos gallery. if the places are far away from each other, especially if you have a different place for getting ready, if you're getting ready in a hotel, if you're getting married at a church, and if you have your reception at the venue, you have 3 different locations that your vendors needs to go to, which will take time to have everyone from one place to another place to take the pictures that you're looking for. So having more hours of coverage will help you with that timing and also keep your timeline on check. Okay, Bruna, so what should I book? First of all, when you're inquiring about your wedding photography, you should speak with your wedding photographer over the phone so you can explain your wedding day and you guys can figure out what package would work best for you. When booking the photography with me, I always offer up to 10 hours of photography coverage because I do not want to worry about, what's being captured, what's not being captured on my couple's wedding day. I don't want them worried about the pictures that is happening throughout the day. I want them just to enjoy themselves on the day of, but I know every single photographer is different, so make sure to get on the phone and get that conversation in. This is a really, really important step so you know exactly where you're going, how many hours you need to book. Okay, I hope this video helped you to understand how many hours of coverage you need for your wedding day, and if you have any more questions, I would love to answer that question for you. In the meantime, you are going to subscribe to the channel, you're going to like this video, share this video with other couples that you think can help to understand more about, how many hours they need to book, how many hours they need to figure out for their wedding day, and then I'll talk to you in our next video. Beijo, ciao, ciao.